I did want to ask you. So I am playing the Metal Gear games. I finished two. I want to say like a week and a half ago,
Yeah.
or maybe a week. And then I just finished Metal Gear Solid 3 yesterday, and I will talk about one part about that game in this episode because I find it really funny. But like, so I beat MGS3, and I have, if I'm counting the two NES Metal Gear games before like the Solid series, there would be like maybe 6 games I gotta play.
Mm-hmm.
But after three, there would be Metal Gear Solid 4,
Yes, that's how numbers
5,
work.
and then like an extra one that's like a prequel to to 5. But there's also a side game called Peace Walker, and on the collection there is a disc that has 3 games on it.
Yeah.
2, 3, and then Peace Walker, which was a side game but still has like all the lore.
Where is this going?
Well, I just want to I'm trying to decide. So in the collection they have those 3 games, and like there's a timeline for it. I was going by chronologically, like 1, 2, 3. And I just beat 3 and I beat 2. There's one more game on the disc, which is Peace Walker. Do I play Peace Walker, which is the next game in the timeline, or do I just move on to 4 and then play Peace Walker? What do you think?
All I heard were a bunch of sounds and not words. None of that meant anything to me.
Okay, I'll play it simply. Do I play 4 or do I play the next game in the timeline? Which would be Peace Walker.
What difference does that make?
More coherent storyline.
I don't know.
Do I play? It's not hard to think about. It's like, do I play 4 or do I play the next game that's in that timeline?
At this point, this is a coin flip for me. I'm just gonna say something random because I don't know. Just gonna say 4, just because I've never heard of Peace Walker. I am Luke Peace Walker.
You need to play this series. It's good.
Anyway, that was about as coherent of a start as we could get.
Listen.
With a giant castle in the distance.
I thought you were gonna say something else, but okay.
Well, that's what I see.
That looks like the back half of what could be Garrick Mach or something. Oh, there's some peoples out on the boats. What could ever go wrong here?
I'm used to PlayStation controls. Oh, and this feels... Uh-oh. But yeah, before I forget, the thing that I want to mention about Metal Gear Solid 3...
Oh, we're going back to this.
Yeah. Do you know anything of Metal Gear Solid 3?
3?
Yeah.
No.
Did you ever hear about, the stupidly long ladder that you have to climb in that game?
No. Gosh. Damn.
You haven't?
I don't think so.
Just like a little bit of information. So, one of the notable things that people talk about 3 is that there is this really stupidly long ladder, extremely long, where it takes maybe 3 minutes just to get to the top.
Oh, okay.
But the funny thing is that I heard about that, and I remember seeing maybe some clips where there's music playing, and I always it's the main theme called Snake Eater.
Yeah.
And it would play when people climbed it up. I thought people dubbed that on.
Oh, tacked it on?
Yeah. When you climb that ladder, the song actually plays, and they sort of slowed, just vocal remix of it, where it's like, but a thrill. And just play, and I just thought it was really, really funny.
Just the most intense ladder climbing ever. No, I think that's in the game.
Yeah.
He was smudging the smudge off the smudge on the screen.
I do need to, like, wipe down my monitors.
How often do you do that?
Not often at all.
Neither.
But it's like there's like some
Same with me.
smudges. But there's like some smudges on it that you can really only see when like the monitors aren't on.
I've got a process of clearing my Macarena screen where I take my thumb in like the upper right corner, go down a row, to a little to the left, and go up, and a little to the left and down like a lawnmower, until it all like gets to the bottom. And then I do a sweep clean across, and collect all the dust into the corner, like Jack Horner. And the thumb. That's my oh that wasn't. Oh, that was kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, it kind of was. This would seeing this castle in the distance would normally make me want to just go into Minecraft and start building.
Mm-hmm.
But I've lost like all like drive to build stuff in Minecraft nowadays.
I feel like that, but it's like a Kiki delivery service when like she lost like the spirit of flying, but it's for Minecraft. I have that sort of feeling too.
It's also kind of like the whole. It's like, oh, I drawed so much in like middle school, and now it's like I can't. I just don't have the drive anymore. It's like that as well.
You drawed?
Yeah, I drawed in middle school.
Did you mean drew?
Drew.
Drawed? Something weird did kind of get me a little bit inspired to do Minecraft again. Of all random things, it was the fucking Mario movie when they entered the Kong Kingdom, and I saw just the architecture. Like, holy shit! I want to build that in Minecraft. Speaking of which, I went and saw the Mario movie.
So did I.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What would you give it?
It was good. Not amazing, but it was good.
At first, like
Good.
my expectations were like a 3 out of 5.
Mainly
then-
because of Chris Pratt, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, kind of. But then after watching it, I was like, that was actually way better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah.
So, like, after watching it, I gave it a 4 out of 5. But then, letting the thoughts fester in my head a bit more and thinking about the movie, I'm bumping it up to a 5. You know what? The Super Mario Bros. Movie gets the Indigo Choice Award. It is actually that good. There's a lot about it that I kind of want to talk about.
I would maybe give it a 4.5 or a 4. I wouldn't give it a 5. But it's like my expectations weren't super high for the movie because I knew it's like it's not trying to be super amazing. Like, it's a Mario movie. It's a Mario movie. Like, you shouldn't be expecting too much.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be expecting like too much of the movie. So it's like, eh. Oh, I got a bonus.
What I like about the Mario movie is that pretty much I and everyone online, we all knew how the movie was going to start, where it was going to go, and how it was going to end. But I was still surprised at what they actually did with it. So, I think...
Get over here.
Whoops. I think the first thing I want to say is that the voice acting is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because whoever put the trailer together probably took off Chris Pratt's worst takes and put it into the trailer just to fuck with him. Because I genuinely forgot Chris Pratt voiced Mario until we get to the scene where in the trailer he says like, the Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. And yeah, thankfully that was just cut from the movie altogether. And then the other part is whoa, shit. Okay, you getting clubbed into the face. This guy apparently this guy is
No, I was just being an idiot.
this guy's upset with my opinions. But then the second part was I also genuinely forgot Seth Rogen voiced Donkey Kong until I heard the voice for a split second. I was like, oh yeah, that was Seth Rogen. Okay, this guy is just not a fan of my opinions. Jeez, man. It's just a movie.
He's a Twitter user.
I think what's good about Chris Pratt and Seth Rogen's performance is that they didn't sound like Chris Pratt and Seth Rogen. I don't know how to describe it. They didn't sound like a flanderization of themselves. They sounded like normal-ish people.
Yeah.
Is a way to put it.
Well, the thing is, they also make the joke. They kind of point out, it's like, oh yeah, it's like if Chris Pratt was gonna do like the whole like Mario Italian plumber voice, it would have just been like
A little distracting, because
it like people would get very sick and tired of it. Which honestly,
the high-pitched
I think it was
Mario
a good
voice...
thing that they noted and they just
Yeah.
didn't actually go through.
Yeah, because like the high-pitched Mario voice works in the games where you only have to hear him grunt or scream every couple times. But if you had to hear that voice for an hour, then yeah, that would probably get pretty old pretty quick. Jack Black as Bowser, absolutely nailed it.
Amazing.
Ooh,
Slay.
snakes.
Snake! How funny, we talk about MGS3 first and then we get this. But yeah, no, Jack Black, it's like, I think we all knew Jack Black was gonna be killing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, we all knew it. The only people that didn't know were,
The non-believers.
well, the critics. Like, the critics that were, like, rating the movie.
yeah, that's
Like,
that's
they
something-
did not. They were like, I had so much high expectations for this movie, and it completely failed.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
terrible movie. It's like,
movie critics having a Reddit moment,
dude, it's a fucking kids movie.
and not even that, because like, okay, I know it's intended for kids, but it's one of those movies where, you know, everyone can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like even me, I consider myself like a Mario casual, because I've only played through like 64, new DS, and new Wii.
Yeah.
So I'm not like that big of a Mario fan. But even I was able to enjoy a lot of this movie.
Like, and it's like, there's just so much. It's like, it's not taking itself seriously. It's like, it's just a fun movie where it's like, just watch and enjoy it.
There is one thing that I do like about the movie where a lot of people didn't. Whoa, shit! Speaking of the things I like that people didn't like, it's mainly like the licensed 80s music that they used throughout the movie.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I've heard
Stuff
a lot
like-
of people just say it was like jarring to like just have, there's so many like 80s like music.
Because like the first with like the training montage when they play "Holding Out for a Hero" is like, okay, that's cute. It's still no Shrek 2, but then again, nothing will ever beat Shrek 2.
Yeah.
And then what else was there? Oh, like
Blue Sky.
yeah, Mr. Blue Sky at the end. Thunderstruck.
Take on Me, was it?
Yeah, Thunderstruck when they were building the carts, and then Take on Me when they enter the Kong Kingdom.
Hi.
I don't know. I kind of like all the choices because like it feels like whoever made it was like, I don't know, not trying to like do a Suicide Squad and be like, oh, let's just throw in popular music. I feel like whoever did that for the Mario movie genuinely cared and liked what they were doing. It feels like they were making an official AMV is the way I can put it. It wasn't just like a music haphazardly thrown together. It was kind of put together to like,
Oh, you bitch.
oh shit. Well, all those like song choices that they put into the movie, to me it feels like whoever put them in was doing the pink guy. That sort of, it has that sort of energy to me. And that's what I like about it. Because like whoever did it like knows that it's basically just a shit post and they're having fun. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Big standout song or like original piece. Apparently, it's getting nominated for an award. Is Bowser's Love Ballad to Peach?
Really?
Apparently,
That's getting nominated?
I think so, or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Because Jack Black,
Oh, you fucker.
Jack Black did not need to go that hard in his love song to Peach.
I mean, that's just Jack Black. I don't know what
That
else
is-
you were expecting.
I mean, okay, I mean like he didn't have to, go that hard. I knew he would go hard, but you could feel the soul just belting out of his voice. I think what's funniest about Bowser's song to Peach was that I forget who this was, but I was watching someone else do like a review video on it, and for whatever reason, when they heard Bowser sing Peaches, they heard him say bitches.
Bitches.
So he's just on the piano singing bitches, 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 bitches.
You have
And now-
no bitches.
Now I can't unhear it. There was only one little bit of critique that I have for the Super Mario movies, that I did wish there was more of Luigi.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oops. Maybe not have them together, because I still think they should be separated and like missing each other until the third act. But something I would have liked to see was that when Luigi made it to the Badlands, the evil land, if you took a flashlight, was trying to run away from the bats and the dry bones, barges his way into a manor. Nothing special.
Yeah.
Just a big manor full of ghosts.
Well, no, it's just, oh, motherfuck. Of course I throw the green herb and then get a red herb.
Nice.
No, it wasn't full of ghosts. Actually, thinking about it, there wasn't really any booze except for King Boo, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the only one I remember.
Um,
I kind of wish that they did do a Luigi's Mansion Shadow, because I thought that's where they were going. He ended up with the flashlight.
Well, and also it was full of shy, very menacing shy guys.
Oh yeah,
It's like
the shy guy jump scare.
Like flashes and you just see their face. I love that part. That was just funny.
Did you see like the complaints, like the weird complaints from the weird people online from the trailers, where
what?
like they were saying like, oh, but Peach is too much of a girl boss, but she can't be a damsel in distress if she's not, being a useless bastard or something. And like, what?
Right. So what complaint were they actually trying? There's a lot of fucking.
That
shit.
Peach was actually being useful.
That's the problem they were having.
I guess so. Some people just want to have that fantasy, because nothing else in their life matters. But I did like Peach's depiction in this, because like,
Yeah.
you don't want a strong woman wielding a halberd to, fuck shit up. Weakling,
Weakling.
cowards, all of you,
All of you
cowards.
cowards.
But also do appreciate how Peach and Mario aren't just an immediate couple
Yeah.
until the end.
Well, it's not really. They're like a couple in the end.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because like they at least start off as friends, and maybe it works into something romantic. But I appreciate right now how they're just kind of friends. They have a common goal. It's just fuck this Bowser guy, and let's just
He
save
took
all
my
our friends.
brother.
Yeah. They don't need to be romantic right away. Save it for the sequels. I can't believe they added the Yoshi post-credit scene.
I feel like that was kind of a weak post-credit scene.
I mean, what the fuck did you want them to do?
Show Waluigi or Wario or something like that. I mean, they already kind of like showed us. They already kind of like just showed us. Like the Yoshis on Yoshi Island.
Yeah.
So it's like it's the Yoshi, but it's like we already saw Yoshi Island. I don't know. I feel like they could have maybe done like a better post-credit scene where it's like where it hints at the next movie. There's absolutely going to be a second movie.
But you see, Ian, there was not a green Yoshi in the herd.
Oh
I think.
I wish the movie was out to streaming just so that I could see if that is true
What,
now.
are you going to like rewatch the movie just to see if there was a green Yoshi beforehand?
Yes.
I love the pessimistic Luma. Is like, I can't wait to die, and
I feel
everyone.
like that was a bit much. It was funny, but it was like a bit much.
No, I think it was the right amount. Just the funny juxtaposition of a tiny little star baby saying, "I can't wait to die," and then all the penguins in the cages all screaming, "Shut the fuck up, kid! I don't want to hear this right now."
Which also, I don't know.
Whoa!
I will say one thing. It's like I know you collect stars in the original Mario 64,
Mm-hmm.
but it felt like when I was watching the movie, like the star didn't feel all that like amazing. I feel
What you mean?
like it just felt like a regular like power up star.
Well, yeah, it is a power up technically, but
I mean, yeah, but it
the climax when the two brothers hit the star together and they both double team on Bowser, that was epic. Even the remix of the Superstar theme, how they made it all cinematic. You know, I didn't think they would actually achieve that, but of course they do. I know that people already made the joke, but what do you think of Phase 1 of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe?
I think it's a pretty good start.
I mean, I don't think they need to make a Smash Bros. Movie.
Nah, that's asking too much.
That's
Because
asking too much.
that will also be just not legal hell. It wouldn't be legal hell, but it would just be like there would just be so many licensing, unless they just want to like focus on the original like first Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, just do Phase 1. They didn't do Thanos and shit in the first Avengers.
honestly, from the Mario movie, what this just makes me want is I want to see Nintendo do like a Zelda or a Metroid movie.
Of those two, which do you want to see more? Because I kind of want to. I kind of want to give Metroid the chance because
think-
they need it. Zelda has enough.
Zelda would be pretty easy to do.
Zelda, I think,
though
has
it'd
like,
be
enough
weird.
popularity because like Metroid has been out of the zeitgeist for a long time.
Though I would say, actually, Mario only speaks a little bit, but I guess they made it work. Though Link's like a silent protagonist, so if they did like a Zelda movie, it would be that he would be talking more.
I think
Though I guess they did do that for the old I think it's 80s cartoon.
Oh, the excuse me,
Princess.
princess.
Which actually, I did watch the Super Mario Bros.
The Super Show, yeah.
For a bit because it was on Hulu when Hulu was still like free.
Yeah.
Um,
I think there was a good workaway around that. What I would do, here's my pitch, is that there'd be like a flashback of a young Zelda and Link. They can talk together back then. But then we cut back to like modern day Link, who, in my hypothetical movie pitch, and just like Breath of the Wild, Link would take like a vow of silence. That's why he doesn't ever say anything. He promises never to speak again until Hyrule and Zelda are saved and all that. That's the only way I could justify it, because, I think Link works best as a silent protagonist for the most of the part.
I know there was one other topic that came to mind. Can remakes of games ever replace the originals at this point?
I think it's more of a case-by-case basis. A cases.
Yeah.
What are some
I was
remakes you
thinking,
can
I was
think of?
thinking about that earlier today, and it's like it is kind of a case by case basis now, because it's like a good example is Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm not talking about RE3 because I feel like that goes a little in a different direction, but it's like RE2 remake and RE4 remake. They are such different games now from the original. It's like both are like their own experiences now. It's like they're both their own experiences now, and I feel like you just can't replace them with the new ones. Like they're both valid entries. Oh, I forgot I still have sunglasses on. But it's like I would say maybe there are some remakes that I guess you could say that would maybe replace the originals.
Yeah, what are some examples of those?
Maybe make the argument for Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, looking at your big old collection of DS game cases.
Like, that could be an example, though you could argue against it.
Yeah, if you're nostalgia blind, if you ask me.
What else? I think maybe the Dead Space remake. I haven't played the original or played the remake. But
I've never played either.
But from what I've heard, is like it just improves on it, but it doesn't change like some core mechanics. What are some other remakes that you can maybe like? What are some examples you can think of?
I guess more Pokemon remakes, because like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is like, I don't know. Those I feel are good remakes, but not like replaceable remakes. Not to say like the originals or the remakes are one's like better or the other necessarily. It's like, I think you can play them both, but for different things. That's kind of what I feel about it.
Yeah. Though I know for sure that the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl remakes, yeah, those aren't replacing the originals.
Yeah, I think Brilliant and Shine. My problem is that they're too faithful of a remake. At this point, they feel more like HD mods. But I suppose, you know, I guess like Brilliant Shine are better in the regards that, oh, well, they're modern games and they're accessible. Whereas the OG Diamond and Pearl are, you know, good luck getting those at a reasonable price.
Yeah. But even then, it's like you could play Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or you could play Platinum.
Yeah, as a
like
whole,
the
I think
actual game that kind of would replace.
I think, yeah, Platinum is probably the definitive Sinnoh experience.
Like, Platinum's just so much better and adds so much. Fuck. It just adds so much more that I just like it. Hell, it improves on the Pokedex. Like, now you can actually get the new evolutions that were brought into Gen 4.
Now there are more than 2 lines of fire types in the whole dex.
Yep.
I want to know how that got through testing.
Yeah. Because it's like, oh, you're fighting Flynn and Diamond Pearl? The only fire types that he has is Infernape and Rapidash.
Although that is the thing I would like to see kind of more of in future games, is like less gym leaders in Elite Four is less focus on types and more on themes. Because like for like the first couple gyms, if they specialize in one type, okay, that's fine. I can understand that. But I want like later gym leaders to focus on like teams or like themes and have like greater type variety.
Well, and the thing is, what I will ask about you for that is, what theme is Flint?
Oh, well, not like Flint. I mean for like newer games. Something like a blacksmith gym leader who has like a mix of fire and steel types. Or maybe they include an Aegislash because, I mean, come on, it's a sword and a shield, so.
Or a Tinkaton.
Yeah, sure,
Arvenite.
Tinkaton. Kind of bringing back Seabold or Arven. I want like another chef gym leader who's like Pokemon are like food related. Something like
Bringing Gordon Ramsay for the biggest crossover in the world.
Okay, well, I don't know about that, but something like the dude has like a Garganacl is like for salting, or what else? Maybe
Get over here, you fucking bastard.
maybe they have like a Miltank, you know, just to represent beef and dairy. Or they bring in like a, I don't know, what's like a Tangrowth to represent plant-based food and noodles. Just more like weird stuff like that.
They just have like a single Slowpoke to mix like the Slowpoke.
Oh yeah, the Slowpoke tails, yeah. Just, I want more like themed gym leaders in Elite Four. Because like, the whole tight matchup thing, it's like, I think it's a bit of an outdated mechanic, and I think the fans would appreciate something a bit more advanced.
But will Pokemon do that?
Maybe.
No.
They do some weird shit every now and then. I like when they do a lot of just weird experimental stuff, such as Legends Arceus, which is just completely new, off the cuff, never seen anything before. I like them getting weird and experimental.
Oh yeah, one other thing about Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, okay, back to Metal Gear.
It's just a small thing. I always wanted to play it, and I've said, and I have this opinion that I would like to see Metal Gear Solid, like, be ported over to PC so that other people can actually experience the game, because they're great games.
Yeah.
And I think I found out why those games, or the collection hasn't been ported over yet, potentially. I believe I saw in an article that there's some actual historical footage in MGS 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they're licensed to use. Their license to use that footage has ran out. It's kind of like a music thing. Similar on how the old Grand Theft Auto games on PS2, they actually had licensed music.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually had to get rid of all that licensed music for that really shitty definitive edition.
Mm-hmm.
They actually had to get rid of all that music because they lost the license to it. And that's the kind of the similar reason for why the Metal Gear Solid collection isn't on PC now. Because they might actually be having trouble getting the license to the footage that they use.
How bad would it be to, I don't know, recreate it in using game assets or whatnot? Or just I don't know, make it from scratch, but inspired by.
What do you mean by game assets? Do you mean in-game render?
Yeah, I mean render it in game.
Well, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are PS2 games.
Yeah.
And they used old footage of thousands of soldiers walking down streets and stuff. And that would be a bit harder to do. But honestly,
or at that point, just make a remake of the whole thing then.
Yeah. But the thing is, I feel them using actual real footage, it honestly helps. Not to mention, I think it gets Kojima's sort of anti-war message better.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Metal Gear Solid games are also. The games do kind of try to fuck her.
They try to fuck her.
They do have an anti-war message.
Oh, okay.
Because Kojima is also anti-war as well. We were talking about Mario movie and all that, and I forgot to mention maybe a Metroid movie might not be as good. I think they would have to get a specific director, because the Metroid series did have an issue with having Samus talk a lot. And this was for Metroid Other M, where it's Samus talked quite a bit, and I guess it's how they treated the whole story and stuff, and people didn't receive it very well. So they would probably have to get a specific director if they wanted to make a Metroid movie.
Oh, okay, big surprise. Let's make a movie good but not shit. Yeah, big surprise there.
Well, if they want to do Metroid justice, I would say. Not to mention the Metroid games do pretty well with trying to get a story without talking a lot. Though Samus did actually talk in Metroid Dread, I think.
Oh, she does?
But it was actually in the Chozo language, which I thought was a cool get around her not actually speaking.
That is one thing maybe that I think I hope Hollywood is a bit more open to try out, where try to make a movie without too much talking. Just save it for special moments. Kind of how The Mandalorian kind of showed that you can have a main protagonist without showing his face 90% of the time. And I think that could also apply to Samus in a hypothetical Metroid movie.
Yeah. Though the only thing is that would be more stuck to indie films.
Yeah, that's probably more I don't know who would want to try to do that, but I'd appreciate someone at least giving the effort.
Though one other movie I would like to see is like a Metal Gear game, especially with how narrative heavy like those games are. I think it would do pretty well. I think it'd do pretty well.
Imagine
like, transferring over to like film.
Imagine we do get a hypothetical Metal Gear movie, and Kojima doesn't get to direct it.
He would not be able to direct it.
That would be a cruel sense of irony.
Oh, like Kojima can't do anything with Metal Gear anymore. It's like that is a Konami property, and which is kind of the sad thing.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know that much about Metal Gear, but I think, it's got to be directed by Kojima or someone who really knows what the fuck they're doing. Because if they don't, use Kojima, then honestly, I don't know what the point is.
What's the dude's name? He recently did a Pinocchio movie.
Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Kojima is friends with Guillermo del Toro.
I guess he could maybe pull it off, but who knows? Because like, if not him, then I guess Guillermo is like the next best thing.
Yeah. Though maybe they don't get him to direct it, because there is probably still some serious bad blood between Kojima and Konami. Like, that's not gonna end for a long time.
Yeah, probably.
Which again, it's still sad. Though the other thing is I think Kojima might have mentioned that he's just done with Metal Gear. Like, he's already told all the stories he's wanted to with the series.
Oh, yes?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about the latest episode of The Mandalorian.
I haven't watched it.
Out of the way.
All I'm gonna say is that, not to harp on the sequel. Okay, so I'm talking about,
Actually, yeah, what are you, what are you, saying with it? Because I'm not sure, what you're fully meaning.
What do you mean you don't know what I mean?
Harping on, the sequel trilogy.
Oh, because, so the episode I'm talking about is, Spies, which is, when the Mandalorians are going to retake Mandalore. And, there are mentions, so, surprise to no one, the Imperial Remnant groups are trying to rebuild the Empire. And here they bring back a lot of callbacks, sort of like, and also setting up, sequel potential. Is like, they bring up, part of the Shadow Council is, of course, I forget the name of the character, but it's Giancarlo Esposito's character. Then they also bring in Gilad Pellaeon from the Legends continuity, who's Thrawn's second in command, and they all mention like, hey Pellaeon, you said Thrawn was coming back to save the Empire. Where's Thrawn? And then another guy who's part of the Shadow Council is Brendel Hux, who's General Hux's father, who would be one of the people to go found the First Order. So yeah, a lot of sequel potential there, and just that one,
which I'm sure you're very much looking toward seeing Thrawn.
Yeah, just the one scene with the Imperial Shadow Council, just all meeting via through the through the one big old hologram call. Just that scene alone was probably better sequel potential than the actual sequel trilogy, because there it seemed like they actually had a plan, and they followed a believable set of circumstances that I kind of wanted to see from a proper sequel trilogy of instead of just jumping right into the fray of the First Order, give us a little bit of build up to it.
Though I will say, hopefully they treat Thrawn a bit better than I would say they did with Cad Bane. I only say that as oh fucker, because I think they did like seeing Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett, like I think they did him all right, but I felt like they could have gave him a bit of a better ending or kept him around a little longer.
I think he should have been introduced.
Or what do you think?
I think he should have been introduced a lot sooner in Boba Fett. They could be like best buddies for a while, and then they split ways, and then have their final fight at the end. I guess I'm fine with what they did with Cad Bane, but then again, I'm not like the biggest Cad Bane fan either. I don't know, he just didn't really connect to me, so
I think he was pretty cool. He's
I
not
wasn't
like a
like-
top 10 favorite, but I'm still like just like he is pretty cool.
yeah, I just didn't really care that much about him personally, so yeah, I didn't really care that much about what happened to Cad Bane. But seeing Thrawn, I think the current path for Star Wars now is to build up to Thrawn, because he did show up in the Ahsoka trailer briefly, so I think he's going to be like the main sort of antagonist. My theory is that it's Thrawn who builds up and basically founds the First Order. That's
Yeah.
what they're going to try to retcon, or
Ooh, that
like
would be kinda
build
cool.
up into. That's
would-
just my own theory and idea.
I will also say at least Disney's actually doing some decent stuff with Star Wars and not just
They are now, yeah.
treating it like shit like Well, okay, they're not treating Marvel like shit, but it's like they could maybe do a little better.
Yeah, who'd have thunk when you actually had a plan and then did something intelligent with people that really cared about the overall picture. You know, you get something good. You can't just pump and dump stuff. Because, like, a cynical part of me thinks, like, some high executive from either LucasArts and or Disney thought, like, but do you get Star Wars fans don't care about quality, you just put in some new lightsabers, they will like it. What do you mean you actually have to try and anything?
No, or bring this example of just twirling lightsabers like they did in the prequel trilogy. It's like, oh, this is cool, right?
That's actually one other thing, is that as like awfully written and, you know, acted out as the prequels were, those action scenes are memorable as shit. You will
Oh,
never
yeah.
forget any of those fight scenes ever.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, just little kid me was just like, oh, this is so fucking cool.
Like, honestly, the only two scenes I remember from the sequel trilogy, like lightsaber scenes, are Rey and Kylo versus the Praetorian Guard, and then what else was it? Oh, projection Luke facing down the entire First Order.
Yeah.
Those are honestly the only two scenes I remember, or that really mean anything to me. Everything else just kind of felt kind of mindless, or that they didn't really try or put much thought into it. Well, so much for that episode. Whoa, geez, that's a lot of,
You get a lot of these.
a whole lot of real estate. Where is Leon carrying this big sucker?
We don't ask those questions.
Oh, he shoved it up his